Imagine 10,000 people racing to solve the same puzzle at exactly the same time, but only one can win. Now imagine this happening every 10 minutes, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, across the entire globe. This isn't some bizarre game show idea. It's actually what happens on the Bitcoin network right now, and it's called proof of work. This is the ingenious system that powers the most valuable digital currency in history. But what exactly is proof of work, and why does it matter? Let's break it down so that anyone can understand. At its core, proof of work is like a global mathematical lottery, but one where skill and computing power increase your chances. Every 10 minutes, all Bitcoin miners around the world compete to find the last piece to a multi-trillion piece mathematical puzzle. It's not the kind of puzzle you solve with clever thinking, it's one that you solve through brute force, trying trillions of different combinations until you find the one that works. Here's how it actually works. Miners take a bundle of pending Bitcoin transactions and run them through a special function called a hash function. Think of this function as a magical meat grinder. You put in any amount of data and out comes a fixed length string of numbers and letters. The challenge is to find a special number called the nonce that, when added to the transaction data and run through this function, produces a result that starts with a specific number of zeros. It's like trying to find a key that opens a very specific lock, but you have no clue what the key looks like. You just have to try billions of keys until one works. When a miner finally finds that magic number, they broadcast their solution to the entire network. Other miners then quickly verify if it's correct, which is easy to do. And if it is, the winning miner earns the right to add the newest block of transactions to the blockchain and receives a reward of newly created Bitcoin. This is why it's called proof of work. The winning miner has proven that they've done an enormous amount of computational work to find that solution. There are no shortcuts, no cheating, just raw computing power and a bit of luck. But why go through all this trouble? Why not just use a password system like your bank? The genius of proof of work is that it solves the fundamental problem of trust in a system where nobody is in charge. The genius of proof of work is that it solves the fundamental problem of trust in a system where nobody's in charge. In traditional banking, a central authority, the bank, maintains the records and verifies transactions. Bitcoin has no central authority. It's a network of thousands of computers run by people who don't know or trust each other. Proof of work creates consensus without trust. It ensures that everyone agrees on which transactions happened and in what order, without anyone being able to cheat the system. This system makes Bitcoin's history virtually unchangeable. Let's say a hacker wanted to alter a transaction from a year ago, maybe change it so that they received 100 Bitcoin instead of sending it. They couldn't just change that one record. They would need to redo the proof of work for the block containing that transaction, and then redo the proof of work for every block that came after it, and do this faster than the entire rest of the network is adding new blocks. It's like trying to edit page 10 of a 1,000-page book, then having to rewrite pages 11 through 1,000 before anyone notices, while new pages are constantly being added at the end. This is why Bitcoin is considered so secure. The longer the blockchain gets, the more immutable its history becomes. To change Bitcoin's history, you'd need more computing power than the entire rest of the network combined, which is practically impossible given Bitcoin's massive global mining network. Of course, miners don't spend millions on equipment and electricity just for the love of cryptography. Every time a miner successfully adds a new block to the blockchain, they receive two types of rewards. First is brand new Bitcoin created out of thin air. Currently, that's 3.125 Bitcoin per block, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is actually how new Bitcoin enters circulation, and it's designed to decrease over time. Every 4 years, this reward gets cut in half in an event called the halving. Eventually, no new Bitcoin will be created. And then second, miners collect transaction fees from users who want their transactions included in the block. As these block rewards decrease over time, the fees will become the primary incentive for miners to keep mining. This economic incentive is what keeps the whole system running. Miners invest in powerful computers and electricity because they can earn Bitcoin, which they believe will continue to be more valuable. and their work securing the network makes Bitcoin valuable as a tamper-proof ledger. It's a brilliantly designed feedback loop that aligns everyone's incentives without requiring trust or central coordination. One of the biggest criticisms of proof of work is its energy consumption. And yes, securing the Bitcoin network does use a significant amount of energy. But here's the perspective that many miss. Energy is the cost of security in the physical world too. Traditional banking systems use energy for their vast networks of buildings, ATMs, servers, staff commutes, armored cars, and more. Bitcoin's proof of work directly converts energy into financial security. It's like the difference between a vault made of real steel versus one made of cardboard. One costs more in resources, but provides actual security. What's more, Bitcoin miners are unique energy consumers. Unlike most industries, they can operate anywhere, so they're increasingly using energy that would otherwise be wasted, like stranded natural gas that would be flared or burned off at oil wells, or excess hydroelectric power during rainy seasons, or solar and wind power during low demand periods. A recent study found that the Bitcoin network actually uses significantly more renewable energy than the average power grid, with some estimates putting Bitcoin's sustainable energy mix well over 50%, higher than almost every other industry on Earth. What's more, Bitcoin miners can actually help stabilize power grids by quickly reducing their consumption during peak demand. What's more, Bitcoin miners can actually help stabilize power grids by quickly reducing their consumption during peak demand and ramping up when there's excess energy. In Texas, for example, miners regularly shut down during heat waves when the grid is strained, and then resume when demand drops. The energy question is complex, but as the industry matures, mining is increasingly becoming a driver for renewable energy development rather than a burden on existing infrastructure. So let's put it all together. Here's how Bitcoin's proof of work system functions. Pending transactions are gathered into a potential block. Then, miners compete to find the magic number to complete that block. The first miner to find a solution broadcasts it to the network, and then other miners verify that solution is correct. The winning miner then adds the new block to the blockchain, and they receive newly created Bitcoin and transaction fees as a reward. Then, the process begins all over again with a new block of transactions. And this elegant system creates a secure, decentralized network where no single entity controls the ledger, the history can't be altered without enormous effort, new coins are distributed fairly based on computational contribution, and the security of the network scales with its value. Proof of work isn't just some minor technical detail of how Bitcoin operates. It's the revolutionary breakthrough that makes Bitcoin possible. It turned the concept of digital money from a dream into reality by solving problems that computer scientists thought were impossible. When you understand proof of work, you understand why Bitcoin isn't just digital money. It's digital truth. It's a system that creates absolute certainty in a world full of uncertainty, without requiring trust in any person or institution. At Abundant Minds, we are part of this global network of miners securing the Bitcoin blockchain. Our professional mining operations convert energy into the hardest money ever created, providing our clients with a stream of Bitcoin while supporting the network that makes it valuable. So if you want to learn more about how you can participate in Bitcoin mining without the technical complexity, visit our website or click the link below to schedule a consultation. We'll show you how professional Bitcoin mining works and how it could fit into your investment strategy. And if you found this explanation helpful, hit like and subscribe for more breakdowns of Bitcoin concepts. Together, we're building a future where money works for people, not the other way around.